जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी गिरिवर यशोदनंदन ब्रजजनरान यशोदनंदन ब्रजजनरान यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Yes, we met Dasharath Prabhu. Ki jai. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Nusri Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamhami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Gauravan Chari Nirvishesh Srimad Bhajan. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. We'll be speaking from, I saw in the chat, the verse was quoted 10:35, 24 to 25. In case you want to open the link in database, you can do so. And read along. Madabhigurnitalochana Ishad Manada Surdam Vanamali Badara Pandu Vadano Mrudugandam Mandayan Kanakakundala Lakshmya Yadupatir Virada Raja Viharo Yamini Patir Ivaisha Dinante Mudita Vaktra Upayati Durantam Mochayan Prajagavam Dinatapam. Translation. As Krishna respectfully greets his well-wishing friends, his eyes roll slightly as if from intoxication. He wears a flower garland, and the beauty of his soft cheeks is accentuated by the brilliance of his golden earrings and the whiteness of his face, which has the color of a badara berry. With his cheerful face resembling the moon, Lord of the night, the Lord of the Yadus, moves with the grace of a regal elephant. Thus he returns in the evening, delivering the cows of Raja from the heat of the day. Purport by the disciple Srila Prabhupada. The word Gavam is constructed from the Sanskrit word go, which means cow or census. Thus, Sri Krishna, by coming back to the village of Raja, relieved the inhabitants of Vrindavan from the distress their eyes and other senses felt during the day because of being separated from direct contact with him. So this chapter's name is also known as Yugala Geet. So Yugala Geet, what that means is when the gopis are separated from Krishna, like during the daytime when Krishna is with his cowherd friends and with the cows, herding the cows, playing in the forest with his friends, the gopis sing, they gather in small groups back in the village in Braja, and they recite these pairs of verses. Pair means Yugala. And these pairs of verses are glorifying Krishna late afternoon pastimes, as he returns from the pasturing grounds with the cows and the cowherd boys. So yeah, we get to see the heart of the gopis in how they are remembering Krishna in separation. So they are not there in the forest playing with Krishna and his cows, but they are all back in Braja, and they are longing for Krishna. Like their minds, it is in the first verse it is said that the minds of the gopis are no longer with them. Their minds are running with Krishna. Their minds are so fully absorbed that their minds are actually with Krishna. Even only physically they are present in Raja, but like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, they are constantly present with Krishna. And Krishna is also constantly present with them. because even he is reciprocating. He remembers the devotees who are always remembering him, and he is also with them all the time. So it is said that the gopis are able to see much more of what is happening in the forest than even the gopas who are with Krishna. The gopis are able to see some things which even the gopas don't notice. So that's their level of absorption, and this is what viraha bhav, like love and separation, what the gopis are expressing here. This in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, this is understood, or this is taught rather, as the highest way of worshipping Krishna, like serving Krishna in separation. Even the Shad Goswamis, when they were in Vrindavan, they never claimed that they saw Krishna. It is said like they would go around asking like, Kote Krishna, Kote Krishna, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? They are not claiming that, oh, I've seen Krishna under a bush, or I've seen him here, or I've had this dream about him, or I have this exchange with him. They are worshipping Krishna in separation. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his pastimes, he is showing the same example of when he says like a moment of separation is like 12 years or more. But you can trample me or you can embrace me. I will always be faithful to you. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's Krishna himself, coming in the mood of Radharani and the complexion of Radharani, even he shows that that his worship of Krishna is in separation. He's always remembering Krishna in his heart of hearts, and feeling ecstatic symptoms through that. So yeah, I just wanted to set that as the like a platform for us to meditate upon. What can we do to remember Krishna in separation throughout our days, when we are not in front of Krishna, or when we're not chanting, or even while chanting, most of us are like absent-minded. Most of us are like, yeah, our minds are not really there. I can speak for myself. So forget, even when we are separated from Krishna, even when we are supposed to be with Krishna, the mind, the senses, they don't cooperate. And we can see how hard that can be, because our default is being self-centered. Oh, what is going on with me? I have so many things to do. I have so many people to meet. I have so many services to do, or I have a job to do, or this is happening, or that is happening, or I have this problem or that problem. So very rarely, if I begin to notice, I see like, okay, I don't remember Krishna so much. And one time, a devotee asked Rasnath Prabhu, like, how can we actually remember Krishna all the time? Is that even possible? So in response, he said, like, just look at your own thoughts and see the level of absorption you have within yourself. So it is actually possible that right now we are absorbed within ourselves. So it is actually possible to become absorbed in Krishna, but we are clearly not at that place. So yeah, so by hearing the Yugal Geet, and by the mercy of Prabhupada and other great devotees like Adi Purush Prabhu and others, we can also aspire to come to that place someday. It is like this chapter is described like Yugala Geet, like I mentioned before. It's a pair of verses that the gopis are singing. So if you see, there are like around 26 verses, but most of the verses are repeated in pairs. From 2 until 25, they're repeated in pairs. So it is said like the first 3 verses describe how Krishna enters the forest, like how he looks when he comes into the forest. And the next 3 verses, they describe the pastimes when like it gets very hot in the afternoon, and Krishna is interacting with the gopas, playing on his flute. The next 3 verses is describing the late afternoon pastimes when Krishna is returning. And the last set of 3 verses, it's like the first one out of that is it is describing the gopis expressing their longing. And the next one is very sweet, actually. Like Yashoda is longing for Krishna. oh, she's hankering for Krishna's association. It's been so long that Krishna has been gone. I hope he's okay. I hope he's not in any kind of trouble. Why is he not here yet? He was here yesterday. Why is he getting late? She's getting anxious. She's ready to leave her body, basically, even from that separation. That's the degree of anxiety she feels in separation from Krishna. And the gopis are trying to reassure Mother Yashoda that no, he's coming. Please don't do anything. You'll be okay. He is okay. He'll be here any moment. And then Yashoda sends the gopis like, oh, why don't you go up to Nandishwar Hill? Well, she sends the tallest gopi. That is so sweet, actually. She doesn't send any gopi, like even the attention to detail, like she's sending the tallest gopi to go up Nandishwar Hill. That's what I read. To see how far is Krishna, like when is he, do you see him in the distance? Do you see him with the cows and the cowherd boys? And they are relaying back to Mother Yashoda what they are seeing from top of the hill. And there it is described that they relay to Mother Yashoda. I don't know how exactly they relay, but they relay the message back to Mother Yashoda saying that, oh, there are great demigods who are waiting in line to see Krishna because he has saved, he has protected all of them. He is their Lord. Many Vrajvasis are there, just wanting to see Krishna, to thank him, to embrace him, because he has lifted the golden hill. He has swallowed the forest fire. In so many ways, he has protected the Vrajvasis, and thus, like, all of them are wanting to see Krishna. And Krishna is, as a polite prince, he's still a prince at this point. He's reciprocating with them. He's like, oh, he's not being indifferent. He's reciprocating. And it is said, like, he doesn't reciprocate with all of them. It is in the scriptures, it is said, like, for a young boy, they are not required to follow the etiquette to the highest degree. There is they are okay. Like when like a saintly person comes and there are children, they can offer their obeisances, and within a few seconds they are distracted and they start running around or playing with other kids. So it is not taken as an offense. The saintly person doesn't take it as an offense. It's a child. It's a young boy or a young girl. They are naturally like that. So even for Krishna, at this stage, it is okay. And it is said that the gopis who are on top of the hill, they are actually looking at Krishna to their heart's content, because there is no obstruction. Their vision is completely clear of Krishna. That is, like, they are not surrounded by their husbands or by their families or by the other Vrajvasis. They are fully soaking it up, so to say, like they are just absorbing the vision of Krishna, looking at his smile, his cheeks, his body, his glances. And it is said that actually Krishna is getting delayed, and one of the reasons he's getting delayed is because he is, on one level, he's reciprocating with the elders and with the demigods, but on another level, through his sidelong glances, he's actually looking at the gopis and he's exchanging sidelong glances, loving feelings of exchange, of longing, of separation, of remembrance with each other. And the gopis are also enjoying in this. They are also, for a change, like during the daytime, they are also able to fully see Krishna and become absorbed and have loving pastimes just by seeing. Yes, this is Vrindavan. So that is one of the reasons why Krishna is getting delayed. And of course, they are not telling this to Mother Yashoda. So when they tell Mother Yashoda, they only tell her, like, oh, he's speaking to the demigods and that's why he's getting delayed. But internally, they are experiencing Madhurya Rasa in this. And in this verse, the last of the Yugala Geet, like the one which we are reading today, the feelings that Krishna is experiencing are mentioned here, and the different emotions that even he is going through, and the reasons why he's getting delayed. So yeah, coming into this verse, it is said like Mada Vigurnita Lochana Ishat. Like Mada means drunk, like Mada Matsarya. We are all madness and illusion. So we that's how it is explained for us. But in the case of Krishna, it is he's drunk in love. He's fully absorbed in that spiritual ecstasy of reciprocating with the gopis. And the gopis knew that he was drunk because of them, actually, the love that he has in his heart for them. I mean, this cannot be mentioned openly, but the gopis knew why Krishna is his eyes are rolling. Like when someone is drunk, their eyes are rolling. They're not walking steadily. They have an uneven gait. Described like an elephant. Elephant is walking sideways when we see, especially when we see an elephant from behind, we can see like, oh, it's moving this way and this way, this way and this way. So Krishna's gait is also compared to an elephant's gait. And he's drunk in love. And when there is deep love, then things don't have to be mentioned. Even just by looking, even just through a glance, emotions can be expressed and emotions can be received. So when he's drunk in love, that's what the gopis are seeing. And like the first verse describes, like the gopis' minds are completely absorbed in Krishna. And Krishna is also experiencing different emotions due to this love. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, like in the class which I heard, I heard a few classes before for preparing this. Kamalochan Prabhu, Gopati Prabhu, Prabhupada Maharaj, and they all quote the acharyas like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says Suradam, like we see this in the Gita also. Suradam Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. Like Suradam is someone who's dear, someone who cares. And for Krishna, like all of his Brajvasis, the gopis, even the demigods, even all of us are actually dear to him, even though we don't realize it and we are not able to reciprocate his love and care for us, but he still thinks about us. Like even though we've forgotten him for so many long years, in his heart of heart, he is still waiting to be back with us. We have to make up our mind, like when we want to stop being a divided soul, having one foot in our spiritual practice and our other foot in our material aspirations, be it name, fame, glory, adoration, whatever be it. When we are ready to say enough is enough and become fully dedicated, like Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he says, the good dog and the bad dog, that's what we have in our hearts. And the dog that is fed barks louder. So whom are we feeding? This is a question that we can ask of ourselves. And next it is said, like his cheeks are described like Mridu Gandham. Mridu means soft, Gandham means Krishna's cheeks. Krishna's cheeks are described as soft. Like his features are described as soft. Like in the scriptures it is said, like even when a leaf lands on Krishna's body, it leaves an impression. So that's how soft his skin is. That's how soft his features are. Even though he has lifted the Govardhan hill, even though he's stronger than the strongest, but still his features are very soft and gentle. Soft to touch, soft to look at. Prabhupada, when the devotees were making, like I read this from Govinda Dasi, she was an artist drawing many of the paintings that we see in the temples and in the books from Prabhupada. They had drawn Krishna and the Vrajvasis with like chiseled cheeks, and like especially Krishna with like looking very attractive in a Western way. They depicted Krishna, and Prabhupada chastised them. Prabhupada said, this is the beauty of a meat eater, of a womanizer. This is not the beauty of Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, they have soft features. Krishna has soft features. His face is almost like a moon. It's round, chubby. Yes, chubby. Not like the way we perceive of beauty in this day and age. So Prabhupada corrected that, and here we see that Krishna's gandha, his cheeks are soft. They're described as soft.
It says that Krishna's cheeks are
No, this one
You have the verse on there. Share the screen. Also says that Krishna's cheeks are reddish, like the bimba fruit from the Mother Jasoda's kisses.
Yeah, that is described. That will be coming up very soon in the month of Kartik.
Oh, Bimbadar.
Bimbadar. Is that one of the names of Krishna?
Red cheeks.
Red cheeks.
Bimbadar.
Yeah, thank you, Adipurush Prabhu.
Thank
And further it is described like Pandu Vadana. I'll try to go quickly here. Pandu means whitish. So it is not that Krishna has turned pale. It's just that because of his hunger after a long day playing out in the sun, his skin has a tone of whitishness. It is not like it is said in the scriptures by the acharyas that it is not that he has turned white, like, or he's looking white, has having a whitish complexion like Lord Balram. It is just a whitish tone that has come to his skin. And Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba, they understand, oh, Krishna is hungry, that's why he's turned pale.
Yeah.
He needs to be fed. But the gopis understand, like, it is not, I mean, yes, that is there, but the gopis actually understand what is in Krishna's heart, that he is feeling separation from them after a long day of being without them. And the hunger is actually wanting the association of the gopis. And that is why his skin is having like a whitish tone to it. Pandu Vadana. In the next sentence, it is said like Yadupati Dvirada Raja Viharo. So Yadupati means the king of the leader of the Yadus. And Raja Viharo, just one second, I just want to look up that word. Yeah, Dvirada is like a kingly elephant, and Vihara he's sporting. So we spoke about this earlier, like the lord of the Yadu dynasty is sporting like a kingly elephant. He's walking slowly like a kingly elephant. In the next sentence of the verse, it is said, Yamini Pati Ivaisha Dinante. Like that's a beautiful explanation for the word Yamini. Yamini means the husband of the night. And it is said, like, who's the husband of the night?
Moon.
It's the moon. Yes, thank you, Adipurush Prabhu. So the moon feels separation from the night sky after the sun has been up in the sky all day long. And when the nighttime comes, the moon is again able to associate with the night sky. So similarly, Krishna is also able to associate again with the gopis. And so we see like how these words are describing one thing externally, and the gopis are experiencing something like the Madhurya Ras internally, even while they are externally speaking to gopis, or like in this case, some of these verses are just spoken amongst the gopis, not directly to Mother Yashoda. The gopis here, they say like, now that he's returned from the forest, he'll go home. He'll quickly he'll speak to his parents, he'll speak to his elders, he'll quickly have his dinner, he'll act as if he's going to sleep, but we know that he's going to come very soon to meet us and to enjoy the Ras Leela pastimes with us. So this word the husband, Yamini Patir, that is used to indicate like one more way of describing Krishna. Like he is like the moon who will come to associate again with us, from whom he's been away the whole day. And in the last sentence, it is described like Mochayan Rajagavam Dina Tapam. Tapam means heat, temperature. And in one sense, it can be understood, yes, it gets very hot in the oven. Krishna is playing out in the sun and he's tired, the cows are tired. So because the cows are tired, he is like, one of the reasons why he's getting delayed is the gopis tell Mother Yashoda that, oh, the cows have been out in the sun the whole day, now they are tired. Krishna is taking them back to the cowshed, just taking care of them, making sure that they get enough grass or enough water, and they are all well settled in for the night before he comes to you. That's how the gopis explain one of the reasons for the delay. And one more way that the acharyas describe the word tapa, temperature, heat, is the heat of separation. The gopis are feeling that heat of separation, like it's becoming more and more, their longing is increasing more and more for Krishna as they feel like, oh, there is so much time without him. So we see like gopis are externally pacifying Mother Yashoda, but internally they are seeing Krishna. And because they understand Krishna's mind, their minds are fully absorbed in Krishna. They are always with Krishna. That's why they are able to understand that even Krishna is experiencing these same things. This is not just their interpretation of what Krishna is showing here, but it is Krishna is also reciprocating at the same time with them. And just one more, like Mridugan. One more word which I want to just briefly describe is Kanaka Kundala, like Mandayam Kanaka Kundala Lakshmiya, like Kundala, like Adipurush Prabhu mentioned, Krishna cheeks are colored bimba fruit, like reddish, like bimba fruit, because of Mother Yashoda's kisses. Like Kundala in the same during Kartik, like in the same song, it is described like Lasat Kundala. So Namameshwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundala Gokule Brajamanam. So Kundala is his golden earrings, and it was described that amongst all the pieces of jewelry that Krishna has, like we might think, oh, the necklace is the most glorious, but it is said that the earring which is moving to and fro as Krishna is walking, that earring is actually trying to get to Krishna's lips somehow, just to touch his lotus lips. So it's considered that the earrings are the most fortunate. And when the gopis see Krishna's earrings are moving to and fro, in their heart they know that Krishna is becoming more and more excited to be with them. He's more and more getting excited to come back with them. And it is also said like Mother Lakshmi is described as the earring, and she's also trying to reach Krishna's lips when the earrings are moving to and fro, back and forth. But that is a result for the gopis. And sometimes like people can feel like, even in this world, we can feel like, oh, does this person care for me? Do they think about me? And what is our relationship? But when we hear that the person wants to meet us, they haven't met us yet. Even if we hear from someone else, oh no, they want to meet you again. So that itself is sufficient to pacify us. And when the gopis see the earrings, like Krishna is telling them, it's not just you who is longing to see me, even I am longing to see you. So just by seeing the earrings moving to and fro, the gopis are also getting pacified, like, oh, it's not just us, even Krishna is wanting to be with us again. So we see like how these descriptions of Krishna's body, his ornaments, his gait, how deeply everything can be understood. And for someone who's experiencing longing, like the gopis, like Mahaprabhu, like Prabhupada, like our great acharyas, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even like they say, like, oh, we don't have any taste, and he has written so many books on on chanting of the holy names. So we see how our teachers, how our great spiritual leaders have, teachers have, preceptors have described this mood of serving in longing, serving in separation. So thank you. Sorry, I took a little longer. Hare Krishna. If there are any comments or any reflections, corrections, please.
Thank you very much, Balakrishna Prabhu. Wonderful class. Bhima Prabhu's camera is off, but I see his lips going up and down, left and right. He wants to start questions and answers. Bhima Prabhu, get ready to comment. Jamuna Jaya in the meantime. Please, Jamuna Jaya, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, thank you for such a beautiful class. It was reminding me discussion of his cheeks of something I heard actually a while ago. I forget where I was, but they described Krishna's cheeks are like the door, and the curls on his from his hair that come around are the lock. So he draws you in with the cheeks, and I love that image of, the curls of his face being the lock. It's such a beautiful image. So I was just reminded of that when you were speaking today. So thank you of that beautiful, invoking that beautiful imagery. Hare Krishna.
Likewise, thank you for sharing such a beautiful imagery.
Thank you, Balakrishna Prabhu. Okay, Bhima Prabhu, you ready? Yeah, I have a little takeaway that I'd like to share. Well, Bhima Prabhu.
I just want to hear other people. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Yeah, I've been, the point that you made really stuck with me, that Krishna is beautiful, but not in accordance with the Western beauty standard. He doesn't have tattoos, right? Jeffrey Eckler. He doesn't wear glasses or, any of those things. Krishna is transcendental and his features are soft. Thank you for highlighting that, Balakrishna Prabhu. We're so tense here. We're so, there's so much friction.
Actually, Krishna does have tattoos. Radharani and the gopis paint him with henna all the time.
Yeah, and he has marks on his feet. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu.
On his feet.
Tattoos on his feet. Jeff Eckler, do you have any tattoos on your feet?
Well, maybe I have to get the tattoos from Krishna on my feet, and then I can pretend that I can walk in his shoes.
Not on our feet, on our head or on our chest.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, what's on Krishna's feet goes on our head. Yeah, that's right. You wanted to say something, Jeff Eckler? I saw your hand raised.
No, I appreciate the class. Thank you, Balakrishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. The point that you made about Mother Yashoda paying such careful attention to Krishna was, I made a comment in the chat, but I love that idea that she's doting over Krishna and thinking about him when he's not there. And when he's there, she's, correcting him and caring about him. And all of this is going on. And she can still see him, even though she's deeply involved with him. She can still see him as a little boy. It's not this, all of that doting and attention, it doesn't reveal him as something that she can't understand. It doesn't reveal him as something greater than her that she's unworthy of. She continues to render that service to him in a purely motherly way. And even after he shows her who he is, she still remains kind of willfully bewildered to still love him as a child. And I think that that's so beautiful, that if we can expand that idea and we read and we hear and we come to Bhagavatam class every day and we keep getting closer to Krishna and more of the details are revealed. But at the same time, like Mother Yashoda, we can still see Krishna as that little boy. Even though we know all these wonderful things, and all of the studying and all of the academics of it and all of the prostrations and all of that stuff. But he's still our dear friend, our little boy. It's beautiful.
Deity worship can be considered that, right? Like Krishna, we can feel like, oh, Krishna is fully self-satisfied, but the pujaris have to wake up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and make sure that he gets his bal bhog, his breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's how we care for Krishna. Thank you, Jeffrey Prabhu.
Yeah, good point, Balakrishna.
Adipurush Prabhu wants to share.
Hare Krishna, wonderful class.
Thank you.
Just pouring out your own the nectar of Krishna's qualities and activities and the relationship. And the class is about coming together with Krishna and how the separation is so painful. We're thinking of how Dasarath, Lord Ramachandra's father, when Lord Ram went to the forest, he died. He felt so pain and such pain to be away from Ram that he just actually left his body. And in the Srila Prabhupada's description of how even like a husband and wife, the hearts are tied together. There's a bonding, a love, because of love, there's a bondage there. And sometimes it's so intense if the man leaves his body, then the wife will walk into the funeral pyre, say, I cannot live without my beloved, and just willingly walk in to leave this world because of that wonderful loving bond. And the effect of coming together to Krishna, we can imagine he ignites our dormant affection for him because of his love for us, like two candles. If there's a lit candle and you bring one that's not lit close, the other one gets lit, So Krishna is any piece of wood has the potential to be fire when it comes in contact with fire. So Krishna reawakens our affection for him and heats up that sleeping attachment that we have for him. So sweet and amazing, so wonderful to remember. And another Bihar was asking the other day, well, how do we participate in these classes about the gopis' ecstasy and all these extremely intense loving exchanges? And Srila Prabhupada tells us we go to the class as an offering to Krishna. By coming to the class, we're pleasing the Lord. We're not just here to be entertained, even though we are uplifted, but we're not here to be uplifted. We're here for Krishna's pleasure. We come together and glorify the Lord. So we hope Krishna, I'm sure Krishna was pleased with this class and with everyone here who came to try to perform their sacrifice of glorifying the Lord together and hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, oh glory to Prabhupada, just a small, maybe talking too long. Somebody else has something to say.
Yeah, Shravanam is described as the first way of serving Krishna, and our own Adipurush Prabhu, I've seen him since I think 2010, and he's been coming to the Bhagavatam class. Yeah, he is there.
Yeah, he only missed one class, only one.
Yeah, so Adipurush Prabhu is personally setting an example for all of us to follow. And I'm sure even that's from the time I met him, but there is even more prior to that. So, thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So Grantraj, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Right. Thank you, Balakrishna Prabhu. Wonderful class. Okay, darshan time. Scarlett, thank you. And Mongi, thank you. You want to see? Vasudev Prabhu Ki Jai. Beautiful. Radhamuli, Darshika, Chandra, they look so beautiful. Thank you, Vasudev Prabhu. Nandini Radhika. Okay, so this was the class. I was picturing Bhima Prabhu's head as a candle with his hair lit up, with his hair on fire. Right, Bhima Prabhu? Are you relating to this analogy? Yeah, we're all candles that were once lit up by the torchlight of knowledge. So let's all burn in the fire of Sankirtan, in the fire of glorifying Krishna together.
Do you know somebody has a cow face?
That's
A
me.
talking cow face.
That's me. I just discovered that. I'm going to play with it. Okay.
I'm going to try to find one with a candle with burning hair.
Yeah. Yeah, or with a horse. Find one with a horse. It will suit you. Okay, thank you, Prabhus, Prabhujinis. Come again tomorrow. Bhagavatam never ends. Hare Krishna. Yes. What's his name or hers?
Agadush.
Agadish.
Agadish.
Why not Jagadish?
Agadish. Jagadish, yes. That's a good one. I'll remember to yell that at him.
Okay. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu, Agadish. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna. We love you. Hari Bol.